Om Shanti, and warm welcome to you all. Lovely to see you here. And of course, to those who we can't see because they're online, also a very warm welcome to Sister Antonella's workshop, Empowering the Self Through Love. So Sister Antonella was found by Baba. You know, like many of us, Baba invests heavily in finding his children. And she was found in Japan. This gem was then taken to Italy. Just like many precious items in the world, they're found in one place and then transferred to another so that the world they can be revealed to the world. So Sister Antonella is part of the national coordinating team in Italy. She prepared very well prior to COVID and was already doing online programs, which continued throughout COVID and even now. And we all know how precious these online programs are. She has authored books, and she has made meditation commentaries, and she also does a lot of outreach work throughout Italy, traveling from north to south and reaching those souls who have yet to take Gyan. So wonderful to have you with us, and thank you so much, Antonella.
Thank you very much. And welcome to everyone to this short workshop on empowering the self through love. Actually, all our life is made of love, is a journey of love, is an adventure of love. So every single thought, I guess, that we create is with love, out of love for Baba, the Yagya, this life and truth. So this morning we are going to go through different tools that can empower the soul. And I think to be able to empower the self, it's definitely very important to know the self and value the self. So, do you value yourself? It's a question that from time to time I do ask myself. Do I value myself enough to be able to compensate what people think, what people say? Otherwise we can be distracted or affected by whatever happens around us. And every day I think there are so many things happening in a close context or very far in the world that can affect us very much. Can you hear? It's fine? So slides are coming, I guess. So do you value yourself? That's probably an important question to be able to empower the self, to empower the soul. So we are going to see and explore few tools that can help us to empower even further. I guess we are already very empowered by Madhuban. Are you? Madhuban is the best place in the world to get empowered. So that's what we are gaining as an incredible gift from God, this place. Anyway, let's see. The first, of course, there are many, many tools that can empower the soul. So many, like following Srimad is probably the main tool. But we are going for practical issue, and for exploring the topic a bit, we are going to see those few steps. The first is to give quality time to the self. Because unless I do some check-in on a daily basis, I can, run and rush and forget the real work to do on myself. And of course, as I was saying, Madhuban is the best place to do this. Actually, we come to Madhuban to take time out and just be with ourselves, with the family, and with Baba. And so this is the best place in the world. I think all of you are thinking the same. To take time out and to give quality time to the self. And from time to time, in order to do this, it's good to do something extraordinary. I mean, something that I usually don't do. And I remember many, many years ago, I was probably maybe 3 years in Gyan, when Daddy Janki came to Italy. I was very, very young. And she was giving a class, and suddenly to somebody there, a senior sister, she said, you can do 14 days of tapasya. There will be like our 14 days at the beginning of the yagya. So she advised that. And the sister smiled and said, let's see, maybe. But I took it on board seriously. She didn't tell to me, I was probably too young, I don't know. But I said, what a good idea to do 14 days of tapasya. And that was the time in which we were opening the center in Milan, another city of Italy. And I was going to go there for karma yoga, and I was alone. So I thought, what an incredible chance. I will do, work alone. I will be just by myself doing karma yoga. Fantastic opportunity to do my 14 days of tapasya and actually follow Daddy's instruction. And so I did. And I was adding 1 hour every day until 14 hours the 14th day. And I think I never had such an incredible wave of power. And then I came to Madhuban. And that was carry on adding and feeling empowered. And that was something extraordinary within, the flow of an ordinary life. So from time to time, it's actually very important to decide something that is really just for me. Something that can give me extra power, extra quality time. Nobody will decide it for you. Actually, people will try to pull you into different things. So it's actually a very determined thought to take time out for yourself, for your stage. Because at the end of the day, what will make the difference will be our stage. And the power that we stopped along the way. Do you agree? It's nothing more important than our stage. Second step as Gyan is our daily food, and we love the Murli very much, but do we churn it? For me, churning has been my main sustenance, because I was alone for quite a while, in a remote place, no Brahmins around. At that time, 30 plus years ago, no mobiles. The landline was pretty costly, so we couldn't stay hours on the phone anyway. So it was just me and Baba and Gyan. And churning was a great, great companion. And what I did use, and are still using for churning, and I find that this is one of the biggest empowerment for the soul. And it just enhances not just power, but an incredible love for Gyan, for knowledge. And those are the points that I usually use for churning. Like, let's say we do churn cheerfulness, or any point of the Murli, any virtue, any power, whatever. So the first question, because if I ask myself a question, I'm bound to reply. No? We are very well educated, so we have good manners. So if people ask a question, we do reply. So if I ask myself a question, I'm inclined to reply. So the first question that I will ask is, what does it mean to me? Or let's say we churn about detachment. What does detachment means to me? And I write down. Writing down is much more effective than just thinking, because if I get distracted, then I go back to the point. At the beginning, I understood that was important. I didn't like it. I actually didn't like it at all, because it was an effort. So I started to think about a point following this structure. What does it mean to me? What are the obstacles that I encounter to be detached? And what are the benefits in being detached? So while I was writing down the answers, I would fall asleep. Literally, I would fall on the paper, like it was so tiring and even a bit boring. But the thing I understood was it was vital to empower the soul. It was vital to dive deeper in the self. And the greatest realization through churning was that we know already everything. We are not bound to discover something new, because we might not be able to do that. But we are going to unfold what is already hidden in the self. So I'm just cleaning up the dust and the many layers, accumulated on the soul. And that was an incredible realization that I know already so much, but I don't know that I know. I'm not aware. And I'm missing all the treasures inside if I don't think about it. So I will be a loser. I will miss the greatness of the self, the wisdom of the self, to be in touch with the sacred space within myself. And that was enchanting me. My mind was so lazy. Maybe I can't describe. But I kept going. I decided that that was my effort. And after 1 month on churning daily, for half an hour only, half an hour churning every day, after 1 month, I would be able to write like this of a page. At the beginning, 1 line, then 2 lines, then 3 lines, and then it was increasing, and I got enthusiastic. And then it became easier and easier. And it became a resource. And also the foundation of this life. So if you are not accustomed to churn, I sincerely and deeply advise you to do it. It will become an incredible resource from inside that will sustain you all this life. And it's also a way to get closer to Baba, and also a way to improve your yoga. Knowledge comes before yoga. You know, in the 4 subjects is Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, Seva. Later we will do an exercise on this that will imply for you to churn a bit. But yoga comes after Gyan, because I have to fill myself with some jewels, some treasures, some energy. You know, point of Gyan becomes energy. And I will use that energy to rise higher and higher and be able to meet Baba with the ocean of knowledge. And what is Baba saying about the point I'm churning is also very interesting. And this is a link. Probably you knew already, but sometimes people don't know. Of course, who lives in the center has access to everything, but sometimes people live in their family outside and they don't have access to certain links. But this link is very important. You can access all the different murlis and extract the point as an engine relevant to you and to your churning. This is an extract of a murli, saying you are number wise in being full. And the main reason is the lack of the power of churning. Do not become number wise, become number 1. So if you are willing to explore the power of churning more, take the challenge of doing it for 21 days. Just 21 days. They are nothing in a lifespan. Only 21 days, and you can start in Madhuban. Everything or anything that starts in Madhuban has a special power. Did you realize that? Any thought that you create here, any decision that you make here, it's got a special power. So if you decide to do this effort for 21 days, you will do it, and it will have incredible results. You will see the difference in your understanding Gyan, in your listening to the Murli, and in your meditation. Guaranteed. Another step to empower the self, the soul, is to keep your intoxication very high. Again, here it's very easy. And there is the image of Dadi Kumarka, because she was really an embodiment of intoxication. And lately, Jayanti Ben was in Italy, and she told us a little story about Daddy Kumarka that I still remember. And she said that Brahma Baba asked Daddy, "Do you want anything?" And Daddy said, "No, Baba." And Baba asked again, "Daddy, do you want anything?" "No, Baba." And the third time, Baba asked the same question to Daddy. And then she was a bit surprised and said, "Baba, did you kept anything in your pocket that you haven't given to me?" And it's like, what an incredible intoxication about, I've received everything. Baba didn't keep anything for himself that hasn't given to us. So whatever belongs to God belongs to us. And if I can keep and nourish these kind of thoughts, I will keep my intoxication very high. And I think it's very important, because every moment in which I feel intoxicated or enthusiastic, I'm powerful. Things that happen around with people, I don't know if people around are a bit complicated or difficult, dysfunctional. Do you? Do you have people around that are not so easy? In the family, at work, in the Brahmin family too. So unless I feel myself pretty high, then I can be drawn into some negative thoughts, or waste thoughts, as Baba said in the last Murli. And what your stage was a second ago should not be your stage the next second. This is fast effort. So, renewing all the time my own stage, and thinking, extracting whatever can be in my own understanding a point of intoxication. And the fourth tools to empower the self is tolerance, the practice of tolerance. Of course, there are things that are not perfect. We are not perfect. Things around us are not perfect. And therefore, they require a bit of tolerance. How is your tolerance, Power? So-so. Usually it's something that we all need a lot, a bit of tolerance. And of course, when we live in the world, Brahmin, Lokik and Alokik, we encounter many opportunities to practice tolerance. And I remember a story that says that there was a temple with a beautiful statue, marble. And every day, many people would come to worship that statue, that deity. And daily, thousands of people would go there for worshiping that powerful deity. And one night, a tile on the floor talked to the deity. It's a story, huh? And he said to the deity, "It's not right. We come from the same marble mine. We traveled with the same truck. We end up to the same workshop. We have been worked from the same artisan or artist, and yet you are worshipped and people adorn you, and people step on me. It's not really right. We are made of the same marble. And the statue replied, do you remember that when we came to the artisan workshop, the artisan chose you as a piece of marble to make the statue? But you start complaining. Every bank, he was complaining. And so he stopped and chose another piece of marble. That was me. And I did feel pain. It did hurt when he was banging and banging. But I tolerate that pain because I knew at the end he was creating a piece of art. So this is what happened also to us. Drama is shaping us, hammering us sometimes through different instruments, sometimes obstacle of a variety, people, situations, event, the state of our body maybe. So who is without any challenge? Nobody. But how do I face those challenges? How can I tolerate those challenges? And that's keeping very strongly the aim of what is the end result. Like Brahma Baba used to remember that he was becoming Narayan. He was becoming the first man. So to keep the aim very clear in front of our eyes made us stronger and able to tolerate whatever is dysfunctional or unpleasant instead of reacting. In fact, actually, every reaction will indicate that I lack tolerance. The signal that will indicate that tolerance is not there is my reaction, my feeling not at ease. And then I know I need to stop and work on that. It's not a problem. We all go through those kind of challenges. But if I can, in that moment, revise myself and see why am I reacting and what is lacking within me. It could be intolerance, it could be many other. One of the 8 powers probably, which are meant to be our daily tools. Tolerance is one of the 8 powers. And here he says, we feel defeated when we react. And that's, unfortunately, the way to reduce our self-respect. Because every time we are defeated, we feel the loss. Lack of tolerance compromises relationships. As you know probably very well, even one word out of place can make a lot of damage. And to compensate a verbal conflict, it takes a long time. Did you experience that? That just one word can create a lot of misunderstanding. When I tolerate, I become strong and my self-respect rises higher. And this doesn't just apply to tolerance, it applies to every virtue. Every virtue that I practice is going to improve my self-respect. And the practice of every virtue goes through what we said before, understanding the virtue itself. How can I implement tolerance if I don't know tolerance? We know intolerance very well because we've been practicing for many, many births. Mostly, maybe not all. So we know impatient very well, or sadness very well, but do we know as well the virtues? Probably we don't enough to use them. That's why churning, going back to churning, is so important, because it provides me the information necessary to implement the virtue. The fifth step, I like the structure, the practice of elevated thoughts. The other evenings, Riabai gave a wonderful class about the power of thoughts. And he said elevated thoughts is something that only Brahmins can create. Positive thoughts, even in the world, they can do that. Many people in the world are very good and very positive and very deeply, nice. But elevated thoughts, only we can create them. And we all like when somebody tells us, you are a powerful soul. Do you like that? When somebody tells you, you are a powerful soul. Do you say that to yourself? The practice of I am a powerful soul is the practice of elevated thoughts. And before that, do you believe you are a powerful soul? Of course you are. You wouldn't be here otherwise. Even to reach this place quite far implies that you are a powerful soul. To have chosen this kind of life means you're a powerful soul. But do you remember on a daily basis that you are a powerful soul? Can we do a little exercise on this? So try to think. I am a powerful soul 7 times. And now turn to the person next to you and in your language say to that person, you are a powerful soul. Give Drishti. Get closer to somebody if you are far away. And say to the next person, you are a powerful soul. Now look at Baba. Maybe there is not the image of Baba, but you can imagine. Imagine Baba's drishti in front of you. Baba is giving you drishti and saying to you, child, you are a powerful soul. Experience that Baba is telling you, child, you are a powerful soul. And now turn towards another person and carrying Baba's drishti, tell that person you are a powerful soul. Another person different from before. carrying Baba's vibration with you. Can you imagine when you encounter somebody, especially when that somebody is not so easy to meet, and you keep thinking you are a powerful soul. I'm a powerful soul, you are a powerful soul. Will that change your vibration, your perception, and eventually your relationship? Sometimes we do so many efforts to harmonize sanskaras. Baba himself was talking about the dance of sanskaras the other day. But can we use powerful thoughts, elevated thoughts, as a shortcut to have less thoughts, waste thoughts about people? And about the self, we can be very self-critical. So the practice of I'm a powerful soul, actually I'm a pure and powerful soul, is a very strong and effective practice. And try it out when you meet somebody, even without saying anything. Just have that thought. You are a powerful soul. And see what something is changing inside yourself. It's like acknowledging the other for what he is, because we are all powerful souls. And it's a way also to clean, because we've been together for the entire cycle. Of course, the first half was fine, but the second half, not so much. We carry a lot of karma. So it's good to clear, the connection. And the more I create pure thoughts, the more I do it quickly. Time is short. So it's a way to go faster. 6th step, be aware of 2 principles. Principles are spiritual rules, and we got many of them, not just 2. I've taken only 2 just to chat about it, but every Murli Baba provides many principles, spiritual principles. Like the law of karma is a spiritual principle. And if we can absorb any principle, I can re-stabilize my mind. I will give you those 2 examples. Everything that happens is because of my own karma. Otherwise, we watch events, we interact with people, and we blame, we complain, we get lost in many twisted dynamics that disempowered us. Anytime my mind go into waste or negative, complaining, blaming, accusing, I lose power. Let alone accumulating power, I definitely lose power. And then I have to come up again from that depth. But if I believe, or I acknowledge, or I become aware that everything that happens is because of my own karma. Nobody is to be blamed. It's nobody's fault. I remember at the beginning of Gyan, there were some situations that were not really pleasant. And the first attitude was, they are not right, that's not good. And blaming and criticize was the main energy that I could produce. And it was really depleting my own stage and my capacity of gaining power from Baba. So, but I could come out of that pattern. There was a vicious pattern bringing me just down. No? Imagine a spiral that brings you down. I could come out of that thinking everything that happened is because of my own karma. Second is because everything that happened is beneficial. Do I really believe that? Because it's a sense of deep responsibility. Nothing will happen to me if it's not within my karma, in a good way and in a bad way. I mean, either credit or debit. It's because it's part of my karma. I think of really deeply understanding and becoming aware of the law of karma, it's really a freedom. I become free from projecting what I feel outside of me. That means I become not free of what I have to pay, but free from many waste thoughts. And the emphasis of the latest Murli, which is the first Murli of this season, is not having waste thoughts. But if I don't feel responsible of what happened to me, I will have tons of waste thoughts, by default. And everything that happens is really beneficial. It's like appreciating whatever happened, even if it doesn't look good. But behind the scene is carrying something useful for my own growth. And if you stop noticing what happened to you, always, constantly, is beneficial for you. Many years ago, I was here in Madhuban, and there was a skit on the stage in Pandabhavan. That was the only place. 2 children did the skit on the stage. One of the child was a king, the other was an advisor. And they were performing a play that was indicating that everything that happened is beneficial. And I still remember those kids. They're probably grown up, surely, but I will not recognize them. But they imprinted this story on me that I still remember, and I use it all the time. And the story that you probably know already is the story of this king and the advisor going out in the forest for hunting. But the king on a bush got cut, so blood was, he had a little cut. And he asked the advisor, why did I cut my finger? And the advisor said, Your Highness, everything that happened is beneficial. And the king, what is the benefit of being cut? I feel pain. What's the benefit of feeling pain and being cut? We are going out for hunting. And the advisor kept saying the same phrase, Your Highness, whatever happened is beneficial. So the king got really upset. He couldn't understand. He said the advisor is getting crazy. So he sent him back to the palace, into the prison. And he carried on in the forest. Do you imagine somebody upset, thinking and thinking like, what funny answer this advisor, I think I will have to change it. And he went deep into the forest and then eventually encountered a tribe. The tribe, they were making a sacrifice to their god, and they were looking for a sacrifice, actually. The king was a good king, So he said, wow, they've been sending the right sacrifice. So they took the king and put it in the big pot of water to be boiled and be a sacrifice. But then the person dealing with the sacrifice, the witch, noticed he was bleeding. And blood means impurity. So he wasn't good enough. So they throw him, send him away. He wasn't good. So he got saved. And while going back to the palace, to the castle, he thought, right, I'm alive because I was bleeding. So the advisor was right. And he went to the prison to apologize to the advisor, saying, I'm so sorry, you were right. And they told him the story. And the advisor said, Your Highness, you don't have to apologize. Everything that happened is really beneficial. Why? Because if I was with you, I would be in the pot. So even something that doesn't look like beneficial, later on, it reveals itself as the best choice. If I can wear the glasses, that everything that happens works for me, not against me, then I will approach every situation with a different feeling, which is acceptance, adjustment, tolerance, gratitude, positivity, all the things that my dharna required. Do you agree? Can you adopt these two principles? Everything that happens is beneficial, and everything that happens is according to my own karma. Maybe something to churn about it. The seventh point is be accommodating. This is also one of the 8 powers. Not accommodating the new is because we are stuck in the past. If I'm rigid in my own ideas, which is the reason of many clashes of samskara and many conflicts, it's like I'm stuck. Do you know anybody who's very rigid? That doesn't really want even to listen to something else. And if I'm too rigid, means I'm stuck in my own idea. I'm blocked in my own perception of life. It's nothing more beautiful than being open and receptive. At least listen. People come up with beautiful ideas if I would listen to them. And if I'm stuck in the past, I would be, not really available. Do you appreciate when somebody is available and open and listen to you? I think it's so valuable. And I'm adjusting myself to something that is probably the opposite of me. Do you ever live with somebody that was right the opposite of you? Like somebody very precise with somebody that is very chaotic. It's an interesting scenario. But we do learn a lot. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if the glass is there or there. The only things that matter is my stability, is my own power, is my own wisdom. We are going to go home very soon. If I would just remember that the return journey is just there, would I give priority to mundane things? I would not. So again, keeping the aim and what is happening next very alive is empowering the self a lot. If the past is taking too much time and I'm stuck in the past and my old sanskaras, sometimes we can be attached to our own defects. They've been sustaining us for a long time. So we usually carry the past in the present thinking it will fit. It might not. Just try to think the past will not fit in the present. It's too much anyway. How can I bring all my past in the present? It won't fit. So I have to get rid of something. I have to clean, cleansing, cleaning, letting go is such a release, such a freedom. Shape a new perspective according to the present time. What is the present time asking me? It's probably something different that is asking me today compared to yesterday. So what is my reality asking me to be today, to do today? This is also a reflection. What can I change? What newness can I bring today? Newness and stepping into something new empower me a lot. And I'm available to check it with Baba, with seniors, with whoever, and share it. 8. Serve to create a good karma. We all like service very much, do we? Ordinary service continues anyway, but at the present time, pay special attention to serve through the atmosphere and your attitude. Through this, the stage of the self will automatically become powerful. Is an extract of a Murli. So, service is not just doing. Doing is important actually, it purifies matter, senses, is producing something. But it's not just doing courses, as we know. A lot of service goes through our own attitude. Sometimes just our presence. Did ever somebody tells you that your presence would cool them down? Like, oh, you are so calm, or you are so serene. What do you do? Did it happen to you? The people acknowledge your energy and they are attracted by your energy. That's also service. So we can serve from morning till evening in many, many different ways. But basically, knowing that whatever I do is going to create my own karma. And whatever happened to me is anyway according to my karma, so I better pay a lot of attention to that in order to create a great future, but also a great present. Both are very important. Even while knowing that a particular child was weak in his effort and his service, Brahma Baba had even more feelings of mercy and benevolence for those who were weak. This is an extract of the latest Avyak Murli of the 15th of October. So, feeling of mercy and benevolence are not just for those who are easy to serve. Brahma Baba would serve and provide even more energy to those who are weak, to those who are making mistakes. Sometimes when somebody makes a mistake, we become very reactive or blaming or accusing for their mistake. And maybe that's the time in which I need extra mercy, extra benevolence, extra compassion. So am I able to do that? And that's an incredible way of cooperating with the family, with the world. So be cooperative to each brother and sister. And I think this is the biggest service that we can do. Understanding each other and helping each other. 9, accumulating blessings. Let your stock of blessings always be full. Simply have the aim to give everyone blessing and take blessing from everyone. It's a subtle, profound energy, the energy of blessings. Sometimes we can be sustained on a subtle level by blessing from people. And we don't even know that. Then maybe we are still here because of blessings. We don't know. But I remember the daddies saying that they were feeling okay and healthy because of blessings. So the energy of blessing shouldn't be underestimated because it's such a powerful, subtle energy that we receive when we serve, but we can also share out of benevolence again and mercy. 10, the practice of introspection and solitude. When we act, not all the time, our actions are with pure intention. You know, we have ego, desires, a lot of stuff. So to check our pure intention is very relevant, because that's the way I can be clean in my heart all the time and be truthful, authentic, honest. And also the more I become clean and honest and truthful, I can catch Baba's signals. And we know that that's very important, because reaching the end time, who is going to guide us? Maybe we won't be able to interact with anybody else. But even now, daddies are gone. We really need to become very powerful ourselves, self-sustaining the self. And so be able to catch Baba's signals is so relevant and so important. And of course, this leads to yoga. And one tool that I found very useful is to increase the length of traffic control. For example, it's just an example and an exercise. Instead of doing 1 minute or 3 minutes, bring it to 5 minutes. And I did it from time to time, and the outcome is very, very meaningful. because it's only 1 extra minute, 2 extra minutes, but the sum of that at the end of the day, it's a lot. And also it's like diving deep in that consciousness regularly during the day. So it does make a lot of difference. And if you keep giving, Baba is bound to fill you up. That means we were having a private little chit-chat with the brother Madhuban the other day, and he was saying that version 1 of yoga is I connect with Baba. And I keep thinking of Baba as we do normally, and then share, whatever energy. But version 2 is I keep giving and giving, and the more I give, like, big rays of energy, then Baba is bound to fill me. And it becomes even more powerful yoga. And I thought it was enchanting in a way, and I practice it. And it does make a difference. It's really, really special. Not to think I connect with Baba, but thinking I'm just, beaming out all the energy I can. And the more I do, the more Baba is coming in the scenario. So it's like, it's very powerful. Something to practice if you would like to. And time is running, so I would like to do a little exercise with you, as this was meant to be a workshop. As this is the exercise. You will have a paper that shortly will be given out to you with some question, because it's actually very important to reflect. Listening is good, but reflect and coming up with your own juice and your own wisdom is equally important. And those are the English one. And you got the Vietnamese one, and I don't know the other languages. So we will take maybe 15 minutes or 10 minutes for you to reflect by yourself, by your own, so you can have some moment of reflection, and then we will share together. Maybe if you can put some music, it would be nice. So we take 10 minutes for reflection.
Om Shanti. Sorry to disturb in between your workshop, but now we all sit in Baba's remembrance till 12:30. As we know, Didi Nirmala was hospitalized in Ahmedabad, but today at 11 o'clock she just left the body and the soul flew to Baba's lap. So now we just sit in Baba's remembrance and we give good vibrations and good wishes to that soul, and she will be brought in the evening. By evening she should be reaching. The body will be brought here in Gyan Sarovar and will be kept in Harmony Hall. So the further information will be given to you, but then till then we all stay with Baba, connected with Baba and sending good wishes to that soul. Thank you very much and sorry for interruption.
So you can carry on later on with your exercise. It will be like a homework and we finish here. Om Shanti.